The Night Skulls were originally created in the 36th millennium. Although there is no precise record of their origin, it's said they are the sons of a traitor legion, more precisely the 15th Legion, as a group of radical inquisitors wanted to make this chapter a test subject for gene seed corruption. These inquisitors demanded that the Seagull Night House to watch the chapter for any sign of heresy or mutation. The chapter roamed the galaxy for a millennia without any mutation, with an Imperial Night House by their side, and giving a hand to any Imperial world seeking help. All that changed when their home world was invaded by a massive siege warband. The sudden strike of Chaos worshippers managed to breach the orbital defense systems, and the planet was quickly overwhelmed by a host of demons and Chaos Space Marines. The Night Skulls managed to turn back the situation and banish a decent number of demons. Nonetheless, during a fight with the Chapter Master and the Demon Prince known as the Curse Maker, the Chaos Warlord inflicted a terrible curse upon the planet. This malediction had transformed the body of the population into clouds of dark blue smoke. Only those with a receptacle, in this case their armour, kept them from disappearing. What the Demon Prince did not know was that they were created with the gene seed of the Thousand Suns. This malediction unlocked some powerful energy within the surviving loyalists. Uncontrolled spells started obliterating both demons and space marines. The loyalist force finally repels the invasion, but with more than 40% of the chapter and half of the Night House having been wiped out from existence. When the news reached Terra, the Inquisition declared them as excommunicate traitores, and immediately deployed a purging force to destroy the world. However, during the invasion, the Tech Marines had discovered an ancient complex of a Necron tomb. What was interesting about this tomb was that they didn't find much resistance from the Necrons that were still alive, and they found an enormous quantity of artifacts, with a lot of them dedicated to obliterating chaos when activated. One of these relics buried deep within the complex near the planet's core was a planetary warp-fueled teleportation device. When the Inquisition fleet arrived in the system, their homeworld was already propelled through the warp. The first encounter of the Night Skulls against the Imperium was a whole millennia later, on a hive world in the Eastern Fringes. The nobles of the world were practicing some doubtful actions, and chaos cults were slowly rising in power. The ships emerged from the warp, and hundreds of drop pods landed upon the world. When they exited their pods, however, they did not kill any civilians. They quickly got to the highest spires and purged anyone that opposed them or were corrupted. Once the battle was over, the Space Marines offered the remaining forces to join their fleet. Anyone who accepted to follow them slowly began to transform into something that was not quite human anymore. They all look like normal humans, yet their eyes turn black with a soft dark smoke starting to emerge from their eyes and mouths. Their faces will freeze, emotionless, and they inflict a slight awkward feeling just by their mere presence. They left the planet with 10% of the stationed Imperial Guard and only 6 Space Marine casualties. During the Indomitus Crusade, a chapter of Primaris Space Marines was sieged by an enormous Death Guard force on a shrine world. Without any communications due to warp storms, they couldn't send distress signals, but a distinct sound of a bell shattered the air, repulsing the storm and banishing thousands of demons. Hundreds of black and silver ships emerged from the warp, obliterating the Death Guard fleet. The Night Skulls deployed all their forces to the planet, wiping out any existence of heretics with brute force. The Primaris chapter was on the fringe of destruction by the invasion, so they almost immediately accepted the proposition of integration by the Renegade fleet. They have traversed the Great Rift using the Necron bells, trying to secure a rare Psi Titan, though how they discovered its location is unknown.